The Los Angeles Clippers start the 2023 NBA season fairly with I think they have a very easy schedule to start. What you think?
Oh yeah, that's birthday party all day.
Yes.
I'm like they are skating into the 2023 season at the beach. This what?
Yeah.
What is this? I said, oh, okay, this day warm up schedule.
That's what it looks like.
I said, oh, okay. So y'all gonna load up on the Clippers at the end of the season, so you can make sure that the rivalry in LA is balanced. Got it. Got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So the
It's a
Lakers
lie.
gonna have an easier schedule at the end of the season. So y'all can try to bump standings. Understood.
Okay, be fair now. The Clippers play the LA Lakers to start off their season. I mean, it's a you know what? It's national TV, right? They're on TNT.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you believe that there's really a rivalry in Los Angeles with the Clippers and the Lakers?
I
Let's just
don't.
start right there.
Uh, no, I don't. I don't think so. I think that the Lakers still have dominant presence in LA for a team. I think they do. I think the Clippers can change the game once they get a championship. So yeah, I don't know. Rival NBA talk, perhaps, because both teams represent LA, if you will, play in the same arena, if you will. Once the Clippers
Mhm,
get their arena, maybe it will
mhm.
change. I do believe there is more Lakers fans nationwide than there are Clippers fans, right? Nationwide. I do believe that the Clippers do have a nice, healthy balance of fans in LA, but rivalry, I mean, Lakers been dominating for a long time. I can't
Mhm.
dispute that. So it's going to take some work for the Clippers to come in, but they can, right? Especially with the new way the NBA is moving, they can also become a dominant force in LA if they win a championship. And there'll just be one to the 17 that the Lakers have, but it still is one, right? You just need give you that one to get on the map. That's just all I'm saying. So I understand.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Until the Clips get a chip,
Yeah.
and then also until they get their own building, I
Yep.
think there'll always be that complex. Like, oh, we're playing at their arena, but soon they'll have their own
Mhm.
building, and if they can win a championship this year or next season, the
Mhm.
2023 NBA season, now there's something to talk about.
Yes.
Even though it still will be lopsided, in my opinion, but the Lakers should be looking over their shoulder, like, oh, here they come.
And I think the lopsided piece of it is the fact that the Lakers have fans everywhere because fans love LeBron, right? So it's like LeBron and the Lakers, right? So if LeBron was on another team, what would that look like? And the Lakers have deep rooted history with LA, right? Clippers, not so much because
Hmm.
the Lakers have been dominating. I mean, they was back to back wins. Kobe, Shaq, I mean, Magic, Kareem, deep rooted, right? And so the Clippers will have to do a lot of work to change the narrative in LA where the equal playing field. I recognize that. The first 10 games that are on the Clippers schedule, what are some of the issues you think will be that they'll be facing with these teams?
Well, the Phoenix Suns jump out off the page for me. I mean, because the Phoenix Suns basically are bringing back their same team. See, the downside is they're not bringing in any new blood.
Mm-hmm.
But there is an argument that when you do not bring in new personalities and new players, what you're able to do is build more team chemistry. Everybody knows each other. We've been playing together for several seasons. And I think that's going to benefit the Phoenix Suns under Chris Paul leadership. You got DeAndre Ayton re-signed now. I think the Suns might give the Clippers fits in this particular matchup this early in the season.
Perhaps, but also on the flip side of that is that a team that has been together for some time can become complacent as well. So that could be an issue that the Suns may face this upcoming season without adding new members to their roster. One thing that the Clippers have done is they have added somebody new. And I think the biggest addition would be John Wall. If we can all agree on that one. Now, whether or not, he has a major impact, we are waiting to see that. But what we believe he brings is something
Mhm.
that's going to be major to the Clippers roster. And I think that may give them a leg up. What would it look like if John Wall and Chris Paul had a matchup? Is that what we're talking about?
Well,
Now that may be something noteworthy to watch, right? So we'll see. I don't know.
yeah. I know because if John Wall can be, it's just 15% of who he was before he got injured. Like, no, he's a really good player. The Clippers really hit the lottery when they got him.
So if I think about that I can see both sides of the coin when we're talking about the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Clippers matchup, right? So yeah, I just think that one of the things I believe that another challenge that the Clippers will face is that, trust me, Kawhi Leonard will be on low management. There ain't no denying it. I don't believe he'll play any back to back, which means he's not going to play a back to back in Houston or with Houston, whether it be, in LA or in Houston. You know what? Another thing about these first 10 games that the Clippers have on their schedule is that they're really only playing against one of the top tier teams in the Western Conference, and that's going to be the Suns. What are the team on their schedule is top? I'm like top of the conference consistently. They would like for it
Consistently.
to, the NBA would like for it to be the Lakers, but they're not right now. It's going to be the Suns. Who else?
No, 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 that's a good point. But yeah, I don't know. The Pels might shock a lot of people.
Yeah, but not no,
But
but going not top seed. No,
yeah, but that's why I said the NBA gave the Clippers a very easy
I
schedule
agree.
to start. This is
I agree.
ridiculous. Like they're not playing any Eastern Conference like, juggernauts. They're just this is so easy. All right, so now looking at this schedule for the Clippers first 10 games, I mean, what are your predictions on this 10-game stretch?
I'm going to go 8-2. And I say 8-2 because I think that there may be a potential loss for the Clippers against the Suns. And I say the Pels only because I doubt if Kawhi Leonard plays. That's it. That's why I say that. But the
I have eight
Suns
and oh, go ahead.
and the Pels will be the two losses that I can anticipate for this first 10 games for the Clippers. What about you?
I have Aiden too as well. I have them
Uh-huh.
losing to the Phoenix Suns,
Uh-huh.
primarily because DeAndre Aiden is going to be on the rampage, and I'm not sure Zubac
They're
in
not
their
ready.
empty slot for second string center
It's going to
is
happen.
ready for DeAndre Aiden.
He's not. He's not.
Yeah, and then
Mm-hmm.
based on what I witnessed from the New Orleans Pelicans in the
Mm-hmm.
postseason, I think they are ready for the Los
Mm-hmm.
Angeles Clippers. So I have the Clippers taking an
Mm-hmm.
L there as well.
And you know what, though? That's another good point you mentioned, and I forgot to talk about it earlier. That is still a hole for me in the Clippers roster. I don't care what nobody said they need a backup center. And when we're talking about what that looks like, another reason why I say it could be a potential loss in New Orleans Pelicans with the Pelicans is because of Zion. You think Zubac gonna
Yeah,
remotely be in the way? He's not. And I'm not saying any player should be in the way, but who's going to be able to challenge him? Because it's not going to be anybody currently on the Clippers roster that's going to be able to do that. So that's why, for me, both teams actually, I have concerns. Again, I still have concerns about the Los Angeles Clippers in the short term, right here on this 10-day schedule, but also in the long term, if they don't feel it, if they don't get another center, dominant center, it's going to be a problem. Watch.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And that New Orleans Pelicans piece with Zion, I don't think a lot of teams are going to be ready because we hadn't seen him in so long, right?
I
So
know.
they're going to change their entire game
That's
plan. And
true.
the Pels were good last season. So to add Zion to the mix, you better get ready. You better get
That's
ready
what
for
I'm
that
saying.
big body. I mean, the
That's what
way
I'm
he plays bully ball, yeah.
Yeah, and who's going to help combat that? Because not only do they have him to play bully ball, but then they also have shooters as well. So then what? You got to be able to come with that. But also the Clippers have shooters. I get that. Again, I'm still concerned about the weak spot in the center. I just am. I just am. And until they get somebody else, i.e., Hassan Whiteside, somebody mentioned in one of our comments, perhaps Dwight Howard. I'm just saying, somebody. Couple of minutes. You mentioned in the comments that we had a discussion about this in our comments in the previous video. All they need is somebody with 10 to 12 minutes. That's it. It's really, you see somebody getting a little winded because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And he should, just like every other player, get somebody to reprieve them. Who's gonna be there for him? Really? Whether in matchups like this, they're not struggling. So yeah.
Yeah, same here.